Hey guys, I want to show you the very basics of UV mapping in Maya. So the first thing I'm going to do is just quickly change over my workspace just to the UV mapping specific one. So we go to UV editing. It does open up the render view, but I don't want that open for now. I can just close a few things, but what we do have is the ability over here to now bring in the UV editor and a nice space here. So let's bring in, we're going to be UV mapping a CO box basically, so I'm just going to make a cube. I'm just going to turn it into a cuboid and just place it somewhere on the grid there. So just a CO box shape, doesn't matter particularly how big, but what's important is what we're seeing in here. So this is going back to like school basically when you were a kid, when you may have or may not have made nets of different shapes and objects. So by default, this cuboid that we've made has its UV map of this here, so the cube net that you're probably quite familiar seeing. It's basically this just unfolded, all fitting into this grid here in the UV editor. I'll talk about a bit more about the UV editor in a minute. But the first thing I want you to do is just apply a new material actually. So apply a Lambert, or we can, I'm going to use Arnold today, so I'm going to assign a new material and use the AI standard surface. If I go to 1. And then in the lesson files we've got the zero box texture. So what we'll do is we'll just make sure we've set our project. Always going to do this at the start. And we'll just make sure I'll put it in my usual spot. So we're going to do introduction to 3D, UV mapping, select there, click OK. I'm just going to go to that folder now in my Finder. Again, 3D UV mapping. I forgot to name the project actually, but I'm just going to put that in there, and then I'm going to put it in the source images folder. Fruity Loop CO box. So this is the texture we're going to be using. So let's apply that to the base color. File node. So we're going in the base color there, little checky box. File. Okay, Fruity Loops. And we'll see nothing happens. I can just close that by hitting that tab. Click on the box. So it appears in here, but not in here, you'll notice. So why is that? So let's click on this little checker box and we'll see, to our disappointment, it's just muddled up. And that's because of the way the UVs are laid out for this particular cube that we've made. So what we need to do is relay them out. Now this is just one very simple way of doing UV mapping. There's a whole other way where we'd actually UV map this first, then take this into Photoshop and piece it all together here. But we'll show you that in the next class, in the next video. But for now, let's use our UV tool. So we want to lay this out and kind of split them up, break them apart. I can turn off the picture if I want, just so I can see a bit better. And I want to sort these out. So basically, if I go into, hold right click and go to face mode, you can see which one's which. So I know this one here is supposed to be the front face of the box. And you can select it by the shell. You can move the UVs. The UVs look very similar to vertexes, but you'll notice if I move the UVs, you cannot move the UVs here. Actually, this is a nice example of how you can change them. So if I turn this picture back on and I move that, you can see we're distorting the image here, or changing the image. what's going on. So we might want to make this the right size here to fit. So let's show you how you can split these all up, because at the minute they're all attached. Let's go to create. Just a nice simple way to do it is just a quick automatic map. I'm going to talk about these projections in further videos, but for this lesson we're going to go automatic. And now, again, I'll just turn this off so you can see they're all split up into their individual boxes. So let's just move them all off out of the way, and we'll do them one by one so you can see what we're doing. So let's find the front face. So I'm going to bring that over and zoom in, and then just we'll select it by UV and just fix that. And that's the front of our box sorted there. Awesome. So then let's have a go at the rest now. So I'm going to go into face mode. It's easier to select from here, and then you can see exactly which one it is. I'm going to show you how to join these back together in a minute. So let's go into UV. And again. Perfect. I'll just speed up the video and I'll show you as I fix the rest of them. Okay, so I've gone around now and kind of fixed all the edges. They're all lined up. Just wanted to really finesse this last bit here. There we go. So there's our Fruity Loops cereal box, all textured, UV mapped, rather than what we started with that horrible messed up UVs. And in the next video, I'll show you a bit of a Photoshop workflow, a really traditional workflow that's still quite fundamental to this day. So cheers for watching, guys. See you in the next one.